Here is a neat trick we just figured out looking at the client that we have. So what we see here is an end result for a test for audio-only calls with 50 participants within the call. We can see here the high-level chart that shows us the incoming and outgoing audio bitrate. You can see that the incoming is growing slowly here. That's mainly because what we are actually doing is ramping them up every 2 seconds or so. And then it seems like we've got this yellow line here that the call ended. So we have someone that dropped here, potentially because we had some issues in CPU or being able to handle 50 participants or whatnot, and want to figure out what's going on. So first of all, we see the incoming fluctuates here, going up like crazy and then down, so something is wrong here. If we go to the jitter graph, we also see that the audio jitter goes up consistently, so there might be some issue here in how we handle jitter and manage all of these participants. So what can we do now? We can drill down to each one of these users and check everything. We've seen that already, but I want to show something else. I'll just export this table and then let's look at the results. So now open the file, Fueloaf, and it's time to look at what we've got. So these are the results. What I want to focus on is this column here. This one is connection duration. It is the time within the session that specific probe was inside the connection. Let's start by sorting it. Again, just for the heck of it, we'll put the filters here and sort this one. So the connection duration is usually above 300. But what we see is that we have a few outliers here. Let's put it on the graph. So now what we can see is the line here, the linear progression here, which looks good. That's because these probes join every 2 seconds or so. They are staggered. But then in the beginning here, the sorted ones, we see a few that are just outliers that seem to be broken. They stopped before we could continue. And this one, this is the call end, the first one here. So the first one ended the session after only 100 seconds or so. And now what we should do is we should go to probe number 11 and figure out what was wrong with it. It might have gone into an issue there, and we might be able to find that in our logs, in the console logs, or in the browser, or in the WebRTC internals logs. But it's up to us to move forward and check why. So what we've seen here is how the call end parameter that we have can help us figure out what is wrong or catch issues that happen inside the session that we're now testing, especially through regression.